My background is in podcasting. It's in web development and systems administration, just like during the introduction here. And I started working with a group called OCWP, the Orange County WordPress group. It's a meetup. We meet up 2 times a month. We talk about WordPress. We make fun of one another. We have a good old time, right? It's like most people's meetups. I walked into the meetup, looked around, and saw that we had really great, talented people out there. People that knew all sorts of really great stuff. But it was limited to that room, and that's it. I wanted it to be out there. I wanted people to be able to see what's going on, what we're talking about, these little small minor things that we're talking about in WordPress, all the way to really big things that we're producing, announcing, and putting out there for people to take a look at. What I wanted to do is help everybody else and myself, because I hate taking notes. And I would love to just pull out my camera, hit record, and have people be able to see that video in the end. And I would like to be able to look at that video too. So I saw a need there. One of the things I really wanted to make sure of is I wanted to take this process of me trying to record this stuff and turn it into almost like an experiment. I wanted to see what could I get away with by using the least amount of money and work my way through it. Now, mind you, that means that these people that are doing presentations and stuff that I'm recording slowly but surely be getting better quality video from me. And the way I'd go about it is obviously not to use the 1985 webcam there. So beta is 0.00001 was let's start off with the basics. I walk in with my camera and my laptop, and I thought, how the heck am I going to record this? I didn't bring a tripod. So I looked around the room. I'm MacGyver. Let's see what we can do here. I found 2 boxes. I put them on top of each other. I put a camera on the top of it. I loaded up my laptop and loaded up a website called Ustream and started recording. At the time, I was using a Windows machine. I'm on a Mac now. One of the things we did is the way that the meetup was set up is we had a computer screen. You can see he actually has something on the screen there. I'm not capturing what's on the screen there. I couldn't capture what's on the screen there. That screen was really bright, and my camera was really crappy. No way I can make it happen. So first investment, go spend $30, $130, and go buy myself a tripod. So I did that. There's me in the back with the tripod, pointed at the screen. I thought, let's see if this can work. Hopefully it can. Still using the same setup, nothing different, just crappy little webcam and some basics. So here's what happened. And I'm going to show you just a few small seconds of it. So he's talking. I want to show him talking. I also want to show the screen. And it's frustrating because this screen is super bright, and I'm really close to it. So hopefully, what's happening here? It's blurring out. I can't see anything because the camera's trying to focus, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. I'm trying to get this figured out. So the only thing I can do is point at the screen, move it around. I've essentially messed up his talk because I didn't get to record exactly. Like I moved my hand in front of it. I'm like, how do I get this thing to what am I doing wrong? Okay, maybe I'll point it away from the screen. I'll move it around, what have you, right? After a while, I kid you not, after like 3 minutes, it finally does work. Next step, we're doing the same thing here. I'm trying to record on the screen. I'm not getting what's on the screen. We move facilities. This facility is amazing. It's a huge facility. We have this really big screen. We have a podium up front. We have the laptops. We have halfway decent lighting. And we have this room that is like 4 times the size of this room, vertical. Extremely echoey. More challenges, right? So my next step here is I went and put the camera closer to the subject. I want to be able to capture the subject, forget what's on the screen, let's just get what he's talking about. Not the right way to go about it, but that's what I did. This is me in the back of the room, put the camera in the front. Like I said, these are experiments. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to do this. I even got an iPad out and started using that for social media stuff. So here's where the experimentation happened. You thought I was experimenting before. No. First experiment. This is an iPad 2. It's a mount that's on the iPad 2, allows me to hook it up to the tripod there. I didn't have all this rigging. I'm going to show you what my rigging was set up like. So what I did is I wanted to do an experiment. So I put this thing up there. Everybody's laughing at me because I'm like one of those guys holding the iPad, like, for the concert. And then I put my webcam down the bottom there. So no matter what, I'm still capturing the quality content that I wanted from there. The next step, like I said, 2-camera setup. But what are we doing with the 2-camera setup? Well, it's kind of hard to see here. Left-hand side, I have it pointing right at the presenter. I'm kind of low, so that's why it looks like they're really high up. They're actually not. On the right-hand side, I'm pointing straight at the screen. Now, if you think about light, you got a projector in the back of the room, just like this is. It's shining up on the screen. I have a camera pointing at the screen, which is essentially trying to collect light that's being bounced off the screen. I'm having a really hard time capturing this information here. What does it look like? That's what it looks like. So what I started using is this software called Boinks TV. And what Boinks TV does is it allows me to put in the bottom corner there the video of the presenter, which looks really cool. We just want to know that somebody's actually there speaking. And on the left-hand side of the screen, you're able to see the presentation happening. I'm getting there, right? I feel like I'm getting there. Here's my current setup, and I actually brought some of my tools that I use today. It's kind of hard to read, but mainly what happens is I take one camera, and I have another device, which is this device here. And what this does is it's called a VGA to USB adapter. This thing costs right around $200, maybe $300. Just depends if you can get off eBay or not. What it does is you got USB on one side. You can also get a DVI version of it. On the other side is a USB adapter. What this does is I plug it into the computer. The computer says, whoa, another webcam. Cool. Now this is high quality video that's coming in. And I'm now able to have a 2-camera setup. One that's a real camera, like what I have here, and the other one, which is an actual VGA to USB adapting connection. This camera here is a $79 camera. The best thing about the entire thing is it has great microphone, and you can mount it onto a tripod. It also does some cool stuff with H.264 where it converts it for you. Here's the device I was telling you about. Left-hand side, USB. I'm sorry, left-hand side is VGA, right-hand side USB. It's $300. I found it $100 on eBay. It's great because it captures the video. The thing it does not do is it doesn't work very well with Retina displays. I bought this pre-Retina display era. Anybody who uses a Retina display, I tell them, give me less resolution and it'll look good. You blow it up, you get the left-hand side of your screen. Nothing I can do for you. So I went and purchased another tripod. I kept buying these ones at Walmart, and I kid you not, they would break nonstop. I would take them in, I'd put them in my car, and I don't know why they would break in my car, but they would just break. I'd pull them out, and I'm like, oh, okay, where's the next Walmart? I need to go buy another $30 stupid tripod. One of the first videos I was showing you is that the idea of having more control over the video. On the Mac, you plug it in, it plays. That's just the way it works. But the software that comes with the camera doesn't work on the Mac. So what you have to do is use another third-party product called Webcam Settings. So easy to find. And what you do is you plug that in, you run it, and it gives you a little window where you can control all the settings. I can set the focal point, I can set the focus. I usually set that to infinity, so it's all the way out there. And there's no focusing issues or anything, and I lock that focus in. Now here's the way everything's set up in our particular location. So you have the presenter up in front. In our place, we actually have this. There's the first arrow on the left-hand side. There's actually a little piece in the middle there. We have a wireless VGA adapter, which essentially means that somebody could be on stage and it can be wirelessly connected to the projector. In our case here, we're just using a VGA cord that's going up to that projector here. So let's pretend we're still using a cord here. When it gets in the middle, I have a splitter. I use that splitter to split off to this guy right here and off to the projector, as you can see down there. Then this red piece actually goes into my laptop. And what that lets me do is capture the video from the camera and capture the video from this. So here's where things get a little interesting. Boinx TVs, it's $49, but you can only use one camera with it. I got a deal for $49. I got all this software and this particular thing. Boinx TV now is $500. So you're going to have to spend the $500 to get the multi-camera setup. But what it allows you to do is, you can see in this demo here, is I can take the presenter, make him full screen. I can take Chris Lima, make him full screen. And I can do a lower third on the bottom there. Wow. For $500. And look, there's Twitter. So what I do is I have a search built into this thing for Twitter. And I say, tell me everything that's happening. Here's a hashtag. Pull up all the results. Pulls in all the results. And I can sit here and look at all the tweets that are coming in. It's recorded in real time. It shows up on, which I'm going to show you pretty soon here. It shows up on YouTube. And people are able to watch that video. It's really neat to be able to flip-flop between the presenter, who's moving his hands around and everything, and then the person in the actual display. I can make the display full screen. I can make it just partial full screen, like I was showing you in the demo, or I can make it so that we can kind of flip-flop between various screens there. Now, here's Boinx TV, and I'm showing you how the interface works in Boinx TV. So what happens is you can see the little overhead thing here. Push Z, it changes one setting to another. Push Z again, it changes something else. 5, 6, lets me switch between cameras. So when I'm sitting there watching the talk, I'm not having to think. I just have to push 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, flip-flop between the two. Or I just set it on 6 and go to the bathroom, go walk around, whatever, and not really have to worry about, I'm getting both pieces of content here for my people to take a look at. Turn off the lower third because it gets in the way. Flip back to the presenter. And then I can switch it however I like. At the end of it, I can push T for Twitter, and then the Twitter will start showing up. Twitter gets in the way, hit T, it goes away. All this stuff's configurable. If you know anything about Composer within Sports Composer, you can make any of these interfaces you like, anything you want. Super simple, really easy to use. So the next part of it is chat. You can record all day, but if people aren't talking to one another and distracting themselves from the video, then it's not worth it, apparently. Right? Twitter's one thing. I get Twitter in here, no problem. People want to sit here and talk. They want to be the peanut gallery. So what I did is I set up an IRC screen so that you can actually see the chat. So here's our live event page. Top, it's a nice pretty graphic. The middle is just some image that we put on there all the time. The very bottom left-hand side, you can see the YouTube screen. And on the right-hand side is a chat. And it's just web-based chat, super easy, and uses IRC. So I'm going to show you like a demonstration here of how that works. So you can see there's the YouTube. We're going to pretend that this is live. So here's the live video playing. I'm going to go comment on Steve Zangit or whoever it is that's presenting that night. Go in there and say hello. And then I'm able to watch the video and be able to chat at the same time. And it didn't cost us anything. It was just two pieces of technology married together. And then you can also get full screen, and you can watch the video and put it up full screen for you. Now, as you can see, Steve was actually using a Retina display. We didn't debug this just yet. That's why the left-hand side of the screen is black. Right-hand side, you can see that. Apparently, Steve likes Chris Lima, so there you go. So you can see on the bottom right-hand corner, you can still see the person talking, and you can still see Steve moving around on the screen there. So I put Google Hangout on top. because I needed to fill out the rest of it. Google Hangout, by far the best. What my wish list is, the Christmas wish list for Google Hangout, give me HD. I would love to have HD out of this. I don't have to pay a dime for it, like Ustream or Livestream. Those guys, you got to pay for it. You get it for free, but you get ads all over the place. It breaks in the middle of it. It feels like you're watching TV. I have a DVR at home. I don't want to watch commercials, and my people that are watching this don't want to watch commercials either. Lower third, we're okay with that. That's no problem there. So I'm going to show you how Google Hangout works. This is what ties all the pieces together. What I do essentially is within Google Hangout, I share my screen. And there's a preview window within Boinks TV. I scrape from that preview window and broadcast it out to Google Hangout. People on Google Hangout are watching it. Now here's the thing, is that, I don't know if you've ever done this, but some of my friends have seen me do this and it's really funny. Load up Google Hangout and go and hit public for the people you want to share with, and it essentially turns into chat roulette. People are jumping in, we got all sorts of stuff. We had a guy driving one time, chatting with us. Google Hangout is great, and I use this all the time for meetings and such, but I wanted to use this just to stream. So what I do is I don't invite anybody else. And here's how Google Hangout works, and it's super simple for us. So I load up Google Hangout, or rather Google Plus. I go and click on my Google Hangout on the right. That'll load up in just a moment. And then once you're in there, you go and type in whatever the name is of that particular Google Hangout that you're going to be doing. And you don't invite anyone. I repeat, don't invite anyone, because if people start showing up during your talk, you're going to have people talking and it's going to get recorded onto your video. You don't want that to happen. You hit Google Hangout on air, yes I agree, Hangout, boom, now you have a Hangout of 1. So here's our quick Google Hangout I had going on with a screenshot. And I copy that. I'm going to go over to my WordPress install, and I'm going to give it that embed code. Embed code it's not even embed code. This is actually, we're using OEmbed now. So what we're using is just the URL of the particular YouTube video. So you'll see in just a second here, I'm going to go into my post, a couple little pop-ups. And you can see right down there, this meeting is intended for web developers. I'm now going to paste in my, my URL there, or I'm trying to at least. And that's it. What happens is, built into WordPress, it looks at that URL, it has a list and it knows which ones it's able to do. It builds an embed code for you and puts it on the page. Now mind you, I want to do this thing fast. It takes me right around 30 minutes to get everything set up. Pull out the tripod, have to hook up the camera, run the cords. I got cords going everywhere at this place, and I hide them all because I don't want to have to put everything back up all over again. My improvements for this would be to set up a light box. I want a light box right here, or maybe right here. Give me some light for the presenter so I'm not having to do a bunch of little hacky things in order to get the video to work right. We turn off the lights so you can actually see the screen in this room. It's pitch black. You can't see the guy. I'm recording the video of the guy, and I can't even see the guy. So essentially, we're back to one camera setup all over again. I do a couple little filters in the video software to be able to make that guy pop. But next thing, one of these guys, the lapel mic. I would love to get a lapel mic going on this, because then I wouldn't have to use the camera to actually pick up the audio. My only limitation with that is people in the room here would ask me questions, me being the presenter, and my lapel mic is not going to pick up the camera there, or pick up the audio there. I'll have to come up with a solution for that. Again, this is an experiment. I don't want to just go throw money at a problem. I want to slowly but surely find each of the pieces and be able to get it all figured out. Anyhow, here's my info. I'm Jason Tucker. You can go to tucker.pro. That's my web development company. I do the WP Water Cooler Show. And down the very bottom there, it's wpmediaguy.com. That's where you can get all my slides and information there. Does anyone have any questions? If you do, let's go into the other room and let's talk about it.